Hey everybody, welcome back to the final installment in my video series on the 5 income producing activities in real estate. And today we're going to wrap this up by talking about sharpening your saw, mastering your skills every day, setting time aside to improve your real estate skills. I always share the story about the two lumberjacks who were called out by the lumber company and they were told, hey, only one of you is going to get the job. Today, we're going to let you work and cut down some trees, and whoever cuts down the most trees is going to get the job. First lumberjack grabs his axe, runs out, and just starts going through trees and trying to cut down as many as he can. The other guy, he picks up his axe, he gets his little sharpening stone, and he spends the first 30 minutes just sharpening the saw and the axe. And of course, at the end of the day, because he had a more efficient tool, he ended up cutting down more trees and getting the job. And that's what we want to do, right? We want to improve our skills to the point that when we are lead generating, lead follow up, or presenting services, our skills are such that we're going to win the deal, right? That's what it all comes down to. So much like we discussed with mastering your presentation, improving your skills, sharpening your saw comes down to those same 3 things, right? That's practicing, rehearsing, and internalizing. So I'm going to share some personal examples of this. When I started out, as I mentioned in one of the earlier videos, my goal was 100 contacts a day. And when I first started making calls, my objective was to actually get better. So I didn't sound like robocaller telemarketer guy, and I sounded like I had a head on my shoulders and could actually have a conversation about real estate with people. But that was my goal: talk to 100 people a day and get through the script. 5 questions. I could go through the just listed script with you right now, and it's like I've been doing it constantly ever since 20 years ago. But it was very simple. When do you plan on moving? How long have you lived at this address? How did you happen to pick this neighborhood? If you were to move, where would you go next? And when would that be? So the 3 main scripts I used were the just listed, the just sold, and the for sale by owner script. And I really liked the just listed script. I felt like it was a little bit of a softer opening, and it was also talking about something tangible, a new listing we just got in a particular neighborhood. We never had a traditional farm area. It was more about circle prospecting where we were listing and selling homes, and we kind of worked those areas for 90 to 100 days and would consistently generate more business. One of the great clients of my life, Mr. Cooper and Mrs. Cooper, were contacted and generated through a just listed call. I had listed it for sale by owner. I got the phone list. I started making phone calls, and I came across a name on the phone list, Cooper Family Trust, 13 times. And so I thought about it for a minute and I made the call and I changed up the script a little bit. And it went something like this: Mr. Cooper, my name is Jason. I'm a real estate agent. The reason I'm calling is I have a listing I just put on the market in your neighborhood, 1734 Attucks Street. And I'm just curious, are you interested in adding to your portfolio? I noticed through research that you own multiple homes in the area. Mr. Cooper said, Jason, it's really funny that you're calling. I don't want to buy anything, but I would like to sell some of those properties. Well, I fell out of my chair, collected myself, got up and said, great, when can we meet? He said, how about tomorrow at 5:30? I showed up. I said, what one of the 13 homes do you live in? He said, actually, I live in another part of town. I showed up at 5:30 the next day. We actually had dinner, went through my marketing, my strategy, and I actually walked out with 7 listing contracts signed. And that was really the start to my real estate listing career. So again, it just all came down to making all those calls, practicing, rehearsing, internalizing those scripts, and just constantly trying to improve and get better so that when someone actually said, I'm interested, I knew what to do and handle it and move forward to the next step. Okay. So there you go. How to become better at what you do. Practice, rehearse, internalize consistently on a daily basis. You'll see good things happen in your business. So I want to thank everybody again for tuning in. Stay tuned for more tips and videos coming. And it's been a pleasure hanging out with everybody. We'll look forward to seeing y'all soon. Take